Welcome everybody to the channel. My name is Aiden. In today's video, we're gonna go ahead show you how to utilize open source model. We have a bunch of open source model installed into our computer, and I'm gonna show you how those work. So without further ado, let's switch around to my computer so I can show you. So over here, this is my MSI gaming computer. You know it and you see it. So let's just see if we can actually show you that on the other screen here. So I'm gonna go to my web page over here. What I got is, let me see if I can duplicate the screen because I don't like the way it is right now. So like I said, we have a couple model over here we deployed. So let me bring up the Docker container. We're using basically Open Web UI, and we have Ollama installed. So Ollama is running in our system and is doing good work. So we have all these models within Ollama. We can manage and we can set the medium, low, hard, etc. And we can add other criteria. We can add files. We can do a lot with Ollama. It's really amazing. Now I'm gonna show you the 3 ways you can interact with Ollama. First one is gonna be through this way, through the GUI, using the Ollama software. This one is what you probably do, most of you will do, because unless you're technical, you're probably not going to stress a lot about it. So let's just say here, if I type in hi, we're going to use GPT OSS. If you want to use different model, you can select it. The arrow down, drop down menu will tell you if the model is already available on your computer. If you have the option to click on download, that means it's not available. So that's what I know. I have GPT OSS 20 parameter is available. Let's go ahead and try to actually use this. I'm just gonna say hi, and it should be coming back shortly. And this is the initial firing stage, meaning that the initial start is always gonna take a second, but after that, it should be back to its normal routine. This one's actually taking a little bit longer than normal, really, even by its standards. So maybe we cannot use it this way. Let's be patient. Patience is always good when you come to doing this thing. But I do not like interacting with it this way because it just takes a little bit longer. Who are you and who created you? Now, once it fired up, you can see how fast it is. It just responds to you. I am ChatGPT, a large language model built by OpenAI. I am a large-scale neural network trained to understand generate large language. And then here it is, a team, researcher, engineer, scientist. Blah. In my design is based on GPT-4 architecture. So it's really GPT-4. So if I can type correctly, right? What is your training data? So you can see here, it tells you all the data. You can see how fast it is. So initially, when I launch this, it takes a longer, but once you do it, it's just gonna go fast. So this is how you can interact with it. I can interact with it 20 billion or 120 billion. And obviously, what the most important thing to understand is the bigger, the more it can do. If the smaller, the more niche it is, the more specific to, rather than showing you general everything. So I prefer a model with like at least 30 billion parameter or more, but some people may prefer the smaller one. It's just whatever your favorite is. And so that's one way to interact with it. If you decide again you want to try to download a new model, simple. You just have to come to the start a new chat. And once you start a new chat, you're gonna click on this 30 billion, and you hit and if it's not available, it's just gonna start downloading. In this case, it's available. So what it does is initially when I say hi, it's gonna fire off our GPU. This is what's happening under the hood. You can see fire off the GPU. I have 2 GPU in my system. So I have the RTX 4090 and 5090. So I'm running rock solid system. You may not have this. You may have a 5070, 4070. You may have a 4090, but you may not have 2 of them. And if you don't have 2 of them, don't worry. This will still work. Whatever will work with any GPU, most of GPUs, I will say. But if you go past the 30 billion parameters, then you're gonna have issues, figuring out whether they work for you or not. So in any case, this one deep quantity coder is designed for a lot of coding. So I'm just gonna ask it, can you make an app for me using HTML that checks my system's usage and make it display in the web, beautiful design and more. So I'm asking it to do this. This is something that, maybe you can, prompt better. I am not refining anything, I'm just going to show you how it is. So this is basically my way of telling you that you don't have to stress yourself So let's see, we're gonna hit enter for my prompt. And once I hit enter, I should be able to see this thing launching. So here it is. And you can see how fast it is, obviously. So it's really doing all this work. And again, how many GPUs is this using? It's just using the 90 mostly, and then the 5090 is backup, and it's doing a lot. So you can see how much it's generating code. And when it's doing, my system temperature is still good within 65 Celsius, and the CPU, everything is fine. But my specs is ridiculous for this. So you can see he created the big long script. Now, if I save this, I'm just gonna see if this runs initially the first try. So let's come over here, paste in here, and then I'm gonna say save this as Qwen3. I usually like to save the actual generation by the model that did it, so that way I have a better analyzing of which model it is. Qwen3 coder. So that's what I'm gonna save this as. It's gonna be PowerShell script. And then let's go ahead to PowerShell, which we are. We're gonna hit clear. Oops. Let's do CLS. Now that we're here, we're gonna just do that /monitor, and then we're gonna go to the Qwen3 one here, enter. Obviously, it did not run first try, and this is expected because when you ask any model, especially the open source one, even the paid one, to do something like this, they may not do it at the first try, and that's okay. You just hit paste the error that we got. We're gonna see if it's gonna fix it. Okay, it says it's solving the it's actually trying to separate it into a bigger, it says here the full script. It did it in the separate script, combined. Okay, now it's gonna combine the scripts. Hopefully, you can fix the issue. This is by any means not the best way to test it. I should have formatted my prompt properly. I should have done more research, but point of the matter is that I just want to show you what we can do when we're firing up. And this is one way you can utilize it, and you can do a lot of work with it. Let's do CLS. Okay, there you go. That's what we're talking about. You can see how nice it is. I like this dashboard. It says my current load is this, and it's actually getting real time. Look at that, my disk usage, my memory usage. But the total memory is not right. So we could actually tell it to do more things. But for a general record, this is not bad. I promise I need to show you two ways to use it, right? The next way you can use this is by downloading or installing Ollama Open Web UI. Open Web UI gives you this type of interface, almost like ChatGPT interface. And this way, you can actually chat with all the models by drop-down menu. You can chat with all of them. And so obviously we're messing with the OSS 20 parameter and 20B. So let's find it. Here it is, GPU OSS 20B. Again, same thing here. Tell me fun fact. It's gonna fire off. Initially it's slow, but you can see it's thinking, and there you go. It's telling us that the Colosseum in Rome was built to be flooded so that the staged naval battle metric can be held inside the amphitheater. I asked about Colosseum, fun fact about that. So again, same thing, like you can mess with it just with this. You can upload attachment, you can add attachment, and so forth. So you can capture, you can upload, you can do so many things. It's really amazing. And that's why we have this. And then the other way, I prefer, my favorite method is using this way. And if you want to get more technical, even more technical then you're going to have option to do something in the form of building your own, chat GPT, like build something like this. This is how I train my AI models. And here I could actually chat with local AI model. And here I can choose Ollama. It's there. And then my models, TOSS 20 parameter. And then I can, from this point on, I can just say hi. And you can see it's how fast it is. And it can tell you this one is good, is better than one I built because I like the look and freight. And on top of that, I can configure to work with this as well. It's really awesome. I vibe coded this through doing that. And so I ask same thing. I asked for a prompt before, right? The prompt is to create me a script. Let me see if I can go ahead and copy the same thing. And then I'm gonna ask for different model this time. And I want to show you how many tokens this one, because the one I built will actually show you the token, how many token we are getting per each model response and so forth. So let me scroll up and show you. Oh damn, it generated so many things. Let's see here, boom, there you go. I basically gonna copy this, and then I'm gonna go to the web or my local AI chat on that localhost 8015, and then we're gonna hit enter. And I have to make sure I'm using the right model. I'm using GPT OSS right now, so let's just hit enter. Let's see what GPT-OSS does. So you can see here it's generating the script and it's doing all the things it's supposed to do. And you can see fire off the GPU, and you can see that we have the 5090 doing most of the work right now, and 4090 is in reserve. But overall, the GPU is done. We used about one token. We used about 228.91 token. That's what we use. So according to what if this is to be believed, the only thing is I need to fix this some more. So, but that's the ways to make sure to mess with the AI. And then the fourth way is this one is the command line way. Let me find you. Let me show you here. Let's go back here. If I go to Ollama, and then go to Ollama, we have the latest is that one, right? But if we look for newest, this was the one that's everybody talking about, but that's a cloud only. So if we can make it, how about this GPT, so a safeguard. Okay, so this one has a safeguard. Okay, let's try I'm gonna do the safeguard ones. Okay, let's try this one. No, we already have GPT-OSS. So let's just do the most popular, this one. I'm just gonna show you. So if I do run, even though we have it, if I do Ollama run this, if we already have this, we now just talk to it. Hi. And you're gonna see here, it's gonna talk to it through command line. So that's the fourth way. The first one, as like I said, you have the Ollama app, you can talk to it. The second one I said is gonna be going to the web GUI. In this case, I have a Docker container with open web UI, chat with the AI this way. That's the second one. The third one, I have built. You can build similar thing too. You can build a, similar AI chat web interface and Ollama. And the fourth one is you can do a command line. All those are methods where you can chat with like your Ollama model. So hopefully this was helpful. If you guys like this type of video, hit the like button, subscribe. Until next time, peace.